Hey guys, Jason. I need to get a catchphrase, like I think other people use "Hey guys," or like Gary uses "Hey guys, what's up?" Yeah, that's what he uses. I need like some kind of catchphrase, start my videos. Put it in the comments below. What should my catchphrase be? I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to talk about Lost. If you remember right, I did some responses to Anakin 1814's videos last year about Lost, and or last season about Lost, and I'm finally caught up on Lost, and I just watched Anakin 1814's video. Hey Gary. I just wanted to point out a few things. The first thing is kind of small. It's just that you mixed up Ben and Locke's name a couple times. It's not a big deal. I'm sure we know who you're talking about. Okay, then there's the story about Hurley. If you remember right, I don't remember if it's this episode or the episode before, where Ben's lawyer says that Hurley has a great alibi, that he was at the mental hospital before the murders took place, or well, most of the murders anyway. The first murder started, so that's how Hurley is off, and that may also explain why Saeed is in cuffs. And so that's pretty reasonable to to deduce. And the thing about Ben repaying a promise to an old friend, I think he's talking about Widmore and his promise to kill his daughter because Widmore's mercenaries killed his daughter, which also is another story. Now we know that the daughter that those mercenaries killed wasn't really his daughter, because we go in the episode before, when Jin met Rousseau, she was pregnant with that other French guy. So, and Ben isn't even in the story, So Ben might have adopted the kid, but he's definitely not her her paternal father. But anyway, going back to the Penny Widmore story, I think he went to the marina to catch a charter to try to hook up to kill Penny, and ran into some trouble. One thing I'd like to point out, coming from an amateur actor, that makeup job they did on Ben was so horrible. I mean, I could have done better than that, and I don't even have a professional to do my makeup, That makeup was bad, man. Oh, it was like, oh. His arm was broke, and he's got these scratches across his face, or it looks like something, I don't know. It was pretty lame. Oh, and then the biblical references. The guy's name is John, and there's actually two major Johns in the Bible. There was John the Baptist and John the Apostle. And John the Apostle wrote 3:16 in his gospel. He was one of the original followers of Jesus that Jesus had picked, and he was actually the most beloved of all the disciples. I'm torn on who I think John Locke is in a if they're trying to make parallels with the Bible, with the who John Locke is. Now, he does sort of look like a messianic figure, but I tend to think that John Locke is more like John the Baptist. John the Baptist was sort of the guy that proclaimed that Jesus was coming. Before Jesus came, before he started his ministry, John the Baptist was sort of in the wilderness baptizing people in water, proclaiming that the Messiah is coming in this generation, And then when Jesus came down to the water and was baptized, John the Baptist's ministry kind of stopped because, Jesus had come along. He was basically the proclaimer, and he was sort of an Elijah figure. Goes into some theological stuff. I've kind of studied this stuff. I studied to be a minister for a little while. I didn't ever take it up. I did do children's ministry, like Sunday schools. But basically, John the Baptist was an embodiment of Elijah the prophet, who was one of the guys on the Mount of Transfiguration. But John the Baptist was beheaded because of his love for Jesus. And so I know John the Apostle died of old age. So I'm thinking that John Locke is actually an embodiment, if they're going by a biblical storyline. I think John Locke is a John the Baptist. He's proclaiming that the one is coming, and that he gave his life. You could be right about that whole resurrection thing too. It could be like a Lazarus thing too, or they could be making John Locke into a Jesus figure. We'll have to see. But I tend to think that John Locke is more of a John the Baptist figure. You'll have to look that up in the Bible. There's some short... where's my Bible? I have it here somewhere. I usually keep it on my desk. My house is kind of messy right now. Yeah. Well, you just have to look it up yourself. So that's my thoughts on John Locke's death. I think he's a John the Baptist. All right. I've gone on for long enough. Bye-bye.